Welcome to the locker room, the home of football talk that matters. I am Jerry Arpillon. Join us every weekday, Monday to Friday at 5 p.m. Nigerian time, as we share the hot takes and hot debates in the exciting world of football. And joining me are the usual suspects, Ikechukwu and Mayowa, as we break down all the hot takes and everything that's happening in the football. Don't just watch football, live it with us. Catch us on the locker room and Voice of the People television at 5 p.m. Nigerian time. And like I always say, if not 20 minutes off, please the sport.
This is African News on Voice of the People television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeats, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People television. Stay with us.
My name is Tao Familoni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
My name is Made Kuti, and you're watching BOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Ika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
Hello there, my name is Damilola Ogunsi, also known as the Goldfish.
Hi, my name is Chiki Bright Emmanuel. I'm an actor and a filmmaker.
Hello peeps, my name is Yomi E. Adejimo.
Hi everyone, I'm Paul Utomi.
Hi everyone, my name is Stacey Benjamin, and this is Voice of the People TV.
I need you to keep it locked to VOP TV. See, are you looking for good entertainment? You want to get good movies, good music, politics, talk shows, sports and entertainment. You really want a channel that gives you everything you need without you having to run around. VOP is where you are. That's Voice of the People.
If you're not listening to this, you're not one of us, and you deserve to be killed. Scrap chat. Don't be killed, but watch it, or I'll find you. And I want you.
And you are locked on VOP TV. Don't go nowhere. This is where the juice is. This is where all you need for entertainment, politics, movies, and whatnot.
And keep watching VOP TV.
So keep it locked, because I'm locked already, man, and it's money back guarantee. So you're gonna have a good time, because I do.
And please keep watching VOP TV.
I won't want to actually, I beg you, subscribe, watch it. If not, whatever you see.
You better not touch that die, because VOP is the plot.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as they hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
One celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Uyi Osarate is my name. I am a friend of the microphone, Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV. Live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
voice of the people. You can hear me now. My name is Patrick Doyle, and I wish that you continue to echo the voices of the people. Big up VOP TV.
My name is Suibifa Dokubo. Please keep watching VOP TV.
Hi, my name is Kwekumali Ikenda Onyekwena, and I am with the Voice of the People TV. Now, if you're looking for the veritable channel for information, politics, robust discussions, you don't need to go far. VOP has you. VOP will always have you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Patrick Diabwa, aka Ibani Chuka, Amayanabo the Eagle King, and you are watching VOP TV. Stay with us.
Uyi Osarite is my name. I am a friend of the microphone. I talk and get paid, and I look forward to being in your studios. Voice of the People TV. That name is unique, and the brand is very sweet. I like the packaging, picture qualities, camera qualities, and then of course, the quality of human beings that I see sometimes on your channel. I'll be like, well, this TV station will go places. Voice of the People TV.
Oh yes, you are on to Voice of the People TV. Live here in Benin City, the cradle of black civilization. What are you waiting for? Tune in, bro.
Hey guys, what's up? How you all doing? They call me Ovisha Nelson One, your #1 celebrity host, and you are watching Voice of the People Television, VOP. Stay tuned.
Good evening, Africa. My name is Bamakore, actor, model, producer, and I'm giving a big shout out to VOP TV, man. Keep watching. Don't change the dial. Thank you and God bless you.
My name is AY, and of course, I represent the voice of the people, and that's why I'm on VOP. AY say so.
Hi everyone, it's your girl Miriam Tima from the Real Housewives of Lagos and the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Africa. Shout out to VOP, the voice of the people. You already know. Stay tuned, keep watching. And don't forget, VOP is the best.
All right, hello, everybody. It's a brother shagging the man fine back with Melanie Poppy Black Skin Boy. This is VOP TV. If you're not watching VOP, I don't know why you're watching. Maybe you're watching your weight.
Hello, beautiful people. This is Wale Ojo, and you're watching VOP, Voice of the People.
Hi, guys. You already know who it is. This is New Energy. Flyers wherever live. Keep watching VOP TV. Thank you.
Hi, people. Jenny Albano here. Guys, please keep watching Voice of the People.
From the views on the street,
we go to bed empty hunger,
to the blaring horns of a hustling city. The loudest voices of the common man got a medium to be heard.
This particular administration, they were coming unprepared.
It's not a bad thing to renovate the president's lawn.
Through top-notch programming, unbiased reportage of news, sports, business, entertainment, and cultural documentaries, Voice of the People 90.3 FM became a symbol for 21st century media. And now, a new baby is born. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Youthful, full of vigor and penchant for excellence in the continent's media space. Exposing the wrongs, applauding the rights, dissecting the news without fear or favor, through factual and accurate stories and contents.
Corruption kills three things that makes a society.
Representing the interests of the people and giving them a voice. Voice of the People TV is here to stay towards building a fair society. VOP TV, Voice of the People Television, truly a voice for the people.
This is African News on Voice of the People Television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeat, the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
2564 is coming up on Bernie 9 right now.
2564 Atlantic Tower.
What happens in the hush behind hangar doors? Who signs the papers that gamble with lives? Which truths were grounded before they even ever had wings? If you've ever buckled a seatbelt at 30,000 feet, if you've ever stared out of that tiny window and wondered who's really in control of the skies, it isn't just flight, it's power, it's politics, it's pressure sealed in steel. We're peeling back the clouds from runway risks to sky-high secrets. We're diving deep where most dare not to look. Aviation Scope, every Sunday at 7 p.m. only on Voice of the People TV. We don't just report, we reveal. We don't just ask, we uncover. Because when it comes to the skies, ignorance is turbulence. Aviation Scope, the sky isn't the limit, it's just the beginning.
On Edu Dialogue, we bring you fresh ideas and conversations, shaping the future of learning in Nigeria and beyond.
In a world where power shapes with every headline.
In a nation full of questions.
In a world filled with noise, the truth needs a voice.
The policies that shapes our world and the economy that determines our future.
Every hour, every day, the grapevine keeps buzzing. And together, we are committed to telling the stories that shape our world because your voice is our focus.
Don't forget, our voice matters the most. Let us come together and share our concerns.
This is Health Check, your weekly guide to better living, smarter choices, and trusted answers. From everyday wellness to urgent health issues, we've got you covered. Health Check, only on Voice of the People television, where your health has a voice.
Mr. Ofamiloni, and here's to VOP TV. Keep watching, stay tuned, do not touch that dial.
Arara, my name is Made Kuti and you're watching VOP TV. Keep watching.
Welcome, my name is Zika Davis. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, boys, viewers, everybody, boys and girls. This is VOP TV. Do you know what that means? Voice of the People TV. You don't have a voice, don't come here. You better make sure your voice is heard.
Are you ready for the extraordinary? Something big is happening on your screen. Introducing VOP TV. Now streaming on SLTV channel 264. From breaking news to captivating conversations, news analysis, giving you all sides to the story. We break in-depth discussions on the issues that matter, from politics to sports, entertainment, and lifestyle. VOP TV on SLTV channel 264. Join us as we redefine what television means to you. Voice of the People Television, VOP TV. Now you have more than a voice.
In a world where truth is the ultimate power and opinions scream the loudest, it's time to wade through the noise.
Hunger no get tribe! Hunger no get religion!
And scan the human interest and trending topics that matter. Stay tuned to The Issues, your plug to the stories making the buzz, from politics to science and technology, social justice, and more. Let's tackle the tough questions and expose the truth. The Issues on Voice of the People television. Don't just react, understand. Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and more. Tackling tough topics and amplifying your voice. Join the conversation and make your voice count.
This is African News on Voice of the People television, where we don't just bring you the news, we bring you Africa's heartbeat. the policies that shapes our world, and the economy that determines our future. African News on Voice of the People Television. Stay with us.
The red carpets, awards, the razzmatazz, music, fashion, interviews, and more. Spotlight on Voice of the People Television. Let's feed you with all the juicy stories in the global entertainment space, bringing you the glitz and glamour as it is hot. Stay tuned to Spotlight, 1 p.m. Monday to Friday. Spotlight on VOP TV. Entertainment like never before.
In a world where power shifts with every headlines, news breaks and events happens, we bring you unbiased and explicit information on politics, economy, and state of the nation. We break down the chaos. Facts, not fluff. Truth, not spin. We discuss not just politics, but a glimpse into the future. Voice of the People Television. Now you have more than a voice.
All right, it's always a wonderful day and a wonderful time to be out here. And of course, I believe that you're actually enjoying, yourself over there. But don't forget that the Yuletide season is getting to an end, and we're all getting back to status quo. This is People's Voice on VOP TV, where season stories shape the narrative. And today, we'll be talking about what concerns the people. Nigerians' 2026 budget aims to solidify reform gains. Of course, I join the conversation with experts inside and citizen perspective. Share your thoughts with us. I am Savior Udo. Let's look into other news stories with details. Atiku slams presidency over misplaced priority. The former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has criticized the Nigerian president for its priorities, accusing them of focusing on defending photos of President Bola Tinubu's meal in Paris, while the country struggles with hunger, insecurity, and economic hardship. Atiku described the presidency's action as a misplaced priority and official shamelessness, questioning their sense of urgency amid worsening national conditions. And away from that particular one, Nigeria's economic deadline, Peter Obi warns of looming crisis. The former Labour Party presidential candidate, Peter Obi, has expressed deep concerns over Nigerians' deteriorating economic situation, citing India's emergence as the world's fourth largest economy as a stark contrast to Nigerians' declining fortunes. India's nominal GDP is projected to reach 4.187 trillion, I beg your pardon, in 2025, narrowly surpassing Japan's 4.186 trillion. Meanwhile, Nigeria's economy is expected to decline sharply, with a projected GDP per capita of 807, down from the 2,586 in 2015. And of course, let's come to Lagos quarters now. Lagos Assembly pledges people-oriented laws in 2026. The Lagos State House of Assembly has reaffirmed its commitment to enacting laws that prioritize the welfare of Lagos residents. Chairman of the House Committee on Information Security and Strategy, Stephen Ogundipe, stated that Assembly plans to surpass its achievement in 2025, focusing on impactful legislation that promotes good governance and development. I think this particular one, I'm quite excited about it because this is about Lagos and we're in Lagos, so I wouldn't say anything more than that, but of course we would want them to do what is best for the people. But don't forget that in as much as this is one of the largest, and of course we have influx of people here, and being a metropolitan city, we would want the government of Lagos State to also do something about the welfare of the people as regards to accommodation, transportation, and to mention but a few, of course, the health sectors as well, because Lagos is quite jam-packed, and we just want the government to do more for us here. And let's go back to the NNPP. Of course, they've been making rounds, on papers and of course on national TVs as regards to their situation. NNPP to surprise opponents in 2027 election, says Kwankwaso. Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, a former presidential candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party, has warned political opponents to expect surprises in the 2027 polls. Speaking to supporters at his Kanu's residence, Kwankwaso expressed confidence in party's strength and preparedness, urging supporters to remain focused and committed ahead of the 2027 elections. One thing about this NNPP situation is because they've been going ups and down. Don't forget that they were the first to actually, expel a particular member of House of Representatives. And after doing that, because one of their members said that Kwankwaso's door was open for negotiation, and he was expelled. But afterwards, the same Kwankwaso said that the president was his friend, and the president also reiterated that on his birthday, and he said he was open to talks with either coalition, either the APC, or he's ready to go into coalition with the ADC as well, as far as they would, factor in the Kwankwasia's group and of course the NNPP. And recently, of course, he also mentioned that he can only join anybody if he's going to be the vice president or the president or what have you. But, talking about this NNPP situation, you would agree with me that it has been loggerheads, and now the governor of Kano State is trying to defect, and Kwankwaso is saying you can't go anywhere. So, in case he defects, Kwankwaso will be having another issue in Kano State, which happens to be his own political bloc. So, we hope to hear so much, as regards to NNPP situation in Kano and general, as regards to whatsoever way they will be tilting to. And their spokesperson also joined the show, yesterday, which he also gave some submissions. But let's wait to see the dynamics for what happened in NNPP. If the situation between Kwankwaso and that of the governor of Kano State would look like that of Wike and Fubara in River State as we speak. Away from that particular one, ex-minister Badaru denies defection rumor. Former Minister of Defense Muhammad Badaru has declined rumor of his defection to the African Democratic Congress, calling the claims baseless and speculative. In a statement, Badaru reaffirmed his loyalty to All Progressive Congress, saying he remains a dedicated member of the party and has no intention of leaving. Okay, if he says he has no intention of leaving, I would to say he actually does. So let's leave it at that. And let's come to Rivers State now. Rivers crisis escalates. Top APC governors backs Fubara. The Minister of Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has faced a setback in his bid to scuttle the 2027 re-election bid of Rivers State Governor Similara Fubara, as several All Progressive Congress governors rallied behind the embattled governor. Multiple sources in the APC confirmed that the renewed hostilities between Wike and Fubara were ignited by some top APC governors. Of course, their decision to back Fubara's second-term bid is based on Fubara's defection. Okay, and a development in the FCT minister's caucus is actually showing that it's totally bitter, as regards to what some governors in the APC are doing presently with his successor. Okay, to join the conversation, kindly call the number 09044732605. Follow us on social media at VOP TV Live. You can use the hashtag People's Voice on VOP TV, and of course on YouTube we're Voice of the People TV. Kindly hit the subscribe button, and together we can make our voices heard. It is time for us to go on a quick break. As soon as we return, we're dissecting the conversation. Nigeria's 2026 budget aims to solidify reforms gains. Don't go nowhere. Stay tuned, please. I'll be right back.
Do you want your voice to be heard? Do you know that you matter in the scheme of things? The People's Voice, the show where ordinary citizens take center stage as we discuss the biggest stories that affect you and I. With you in mind, we facilitate lively discussions, debates, and interviews on the topics that matter most to you and I. From social justice to economic empowerment, education to healthcare, governance, and
welcome back to the program. It is still People's Voice on VOP television. Yes, Nigerians' 2026 budget aims to solidify reforms gains. That's what the federal government has actually said. The federal government has reassured Nigerians that the 2026 national budget is designed to solidify the gains of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's reform agenda. Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, stated that the 58.18 trillion budget focuses on security, infrastructure, health, and education. Key allocations include 5.41 trillion for defense, 3.56 trillion for infrastructure, 3.52 trillion for education, and 2.48 trillion for health. The budget assumption include a 64.85 oil benchmark, 1.84 million barrels of oil per day production, and 1,400 exchange rates. Idris emphasized that the economic reforms are already yielding positive results, with business activities expanding, investors' confidence improving, inflation easing, and Nigerians' external reserves strengthening. The government has also initiated several interventions to directly impact lives, including the Student Loan Program, Presidential CNG Initiative, and Youth Focus Program. We're now being joined by Mr. Dele Fanimo, a seasoned reporter and, of course, a senior political analyst in the studio. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
And one more time, happy New Year again, sir.
Oh, really? I think the year is getting old.
Of course. The Yuletide season is already,
Yes,
nose diving, and we're back to factory set.
You can be sure of that.
And of course, joining us virtually, we have Dr. Dayo Kayode, a socio-political technocrat and of course, aviation safety expert. Good afternoon, Doctor.
Yes, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Like my brother and friend said there, that the year is already getting old. So there is nothing like Happy New Year. Happy is old. I think this is my first being my friend this year. I can see his with the very cheeks. I congratulate you for that. Hope you will borrow me some.
Okay. All right, Doctor. Hello, Doctor.
Yes,
are you there?
I'm with you.
All right, so Doctor, you heard our federal government, because it's not just my federal government. It's also they're also your federal government. They talked about how reforms are actually yielding results, and for every of the reforms they've actually done so far, it has yielded results in different ways. And they talked about how the situation has actually eased inflation, and they gave different submissions and different indices that actually state that whatsoever they've been doing is actually working. So I'd like to start as regards to the macroeconomy. What are the key assumptions underlining as regards to the 2026 budget? And for such as oil benchmark price, 64.85 per barrel as regards to production target of 1.84 million per barrel per day. So do you think that the $1,400 $1 is quite a good exchange rate? And all of these particular indices, whenever they get to give us these things, they make it look like, oh, they've done so much and it is actually going on well. What can you say as regards to all of this particular explanation that they've given us? Is it realistic? Or we should just keep following what they've been giving us through the books and papers?
Yes. Sorry, let me first of all go back to the news item whereby you were talking about the absentee president showing pictures of himself and some other people in France.
Okay.
And of which so many people had indicated that those things are AI generated pictures. Now, how can a president of a country like Nigeria, who is even supposed to have addressed the nation in Nigeria on the 1st of January, run to France and say because he's going for a function in Abu Dhabi? That function you are going to in Abu Dhabi, when is it taking place? Is it immediately? Has it taken place even by now? Why should you just be taking Nigerians for granted? Despite all the problems that we are facing in this country, you don't know you have to stay with us? Only living on propaganda. Now, look at what his aide is saying now. Talking about the microeconomy in Nigeria. Things you have been doing, they are now yielding. Your investment is now yielding. No, result is yielding. We're having a series of economic problems. And the assistant is yielding. What is it yielding? Listen, children cannot go to school. I know of some children in my locality that couldn't resume school last Monday. And I told them, I was asking why. Because they are still owing school fees for last term. And they will not be allowed to come into school. You will wake up in the morning. You will see small ogi and pure water early in the morning. Because if they don't do that, they won't be able to have money for breakfast. Go to the pharmacy, go and see how much they are selling drugs. And then go to various neighborhoods and see how many people are dying because they don't have money to go to the hospital. Go to the market. Go to the market and feel the prices of goods and the commodities there. Now, let us come to the budget that you're talking about. Before you can say a budget is going to perform, two indexes need to be reviewed. Number one, what is the performance index of that budget in contrast or in comparison to the former one? Number two, all the stipulated items there, how sustainable are they? How sustainable are they? Now let's pick it one after the other. Performance. What has been the
All right, I think we have a network glitch. Hello, doctor.
That have not been having 30% performance level, and the structure of this one, are they not the same? The structure there, are they not the same? So we can always say that, listen, because they have the same structure with the one in the past, then the performance too is not going to even be up to 30%.
Okay. All right.
Now, sustainability, right. The second aspect, please. Sustainability. Okay. The benchmark for the oil that we are using there, the benchmark. Indeed, can it sustain that budget without borrowing or with little borrowing? Because when you look at that budget, a chunk of it is going to debt servicing. And when a chunk of your budget is going on debt servicing, now remaining for infrastructural development that will now bring in economic growth and development to the nation.
Okay. All right, doctor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that particular one. And I think we're having a network glitch there. It's not really making us get it clearly. Well, I'm also told that we have Comrade Eragbe Anslem join us. Good afternoon, Comrade.
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. Thank you for joining the program.
Comrade Eragbe Anslem, National Youth Leader, Labour Party. My pleasure to be here.
All right. Also, we have Chijoke from Canada. Chijoke was just meant to even greet us because today Chijoke is just recovering, and maybe he will have to join the program, tomorrow or next. Chijoke, are you there? I don't know if
I'm here, but it's all right. I can give you guys the grace of today. Then tomorrow I will come back.
I asked after you the other time.
Chijoke is just recovering.
I was very, very sick. I was very, very sick, Bonko.
All right, Chijoke, thank you so much. Chijoke, just enjoy your Canada. You'll be joining the program tomorrow or next. Okay, let me allow the gladiators dig this situation of reforms. Okay, so let's bring it back to the studio. Mr. Dele Fanimo, I'd like to come straight to you. When we talk about reforms and the federal government telling us that the budget, 2026 budget will solidify, reforms, gains as regards to all of, the things they've been doing before now. Do you think that they're actually giving us, the right, statistics, or it is just about paper and pen?
You see, there are two fundamental ways of looking at the trajectory of the economy of a state. You have the macro level and the micro level.
Yeah.
You see, the macro level is at the point where you reel out statistics on inflation, price index, GDP, and all that. That is for the elite. Then when you now come to the micro level, you're talking about how the economy impacts individuals and the society. What is the living condition before now? How far have we gone in changing the living conditions of the average Nigerian? And what are those things that you intend to do to ensure that life becomes more abundant and livable? Now, having said that, I would rather go into some of these details for the avoidance of doubt. The House of Reps recommended $64.83 to a barrel as the benchmark for this year's budget. But the Senate took a more pragmatic approach to it by reducing it to $60 to a barrel. So technically, there has not been much of harmonization in this regard. But I will go with the Senate. And the reason why I'm going with the Senate is what spikes prices of oil in the international market has been considerably reduced. When you have countries that are oil producers having problems, crisis, there is likely to be escalation of price of crude. Then we are moving away from winter now, where energy is more of benefit, more of requirement, to spring, autumn, and then where we have sun and all that. So for me, it is more realistic to put the oil price at $60 to a barrel in the international market. Don't forget that one of the reasons why we had issues with last year's budget was the ambitious $75 to a barrel, which only happened for just 2 days during the escalation of crisis between Israel and their neighboring countries in Gaza. And people were also expecting that maybe the Russian-Ukraine crisis would boil over. But somehow, Trump came in and there was a little bit of reduction in tension. China couldn't come in and all that. So, now this year, we shouldn't expect escalation of price of crude. It will likely come down than what we experienced last year. So, and when you have that, you are going to borrow money to shore up the lapses. That's why the federal government went a borrowing last year to shore up the almost between $12 and $15 shortfall. Now, we're talking about crude exploration. Today, we are hovering between 1.450 barrels per day. And that is an improvement over what this administration made. At a point, we are down below 1 million barrels per day. At one point, we were on 800 because of massive illegal bunkering and oil theft.
Sir, can the fuel price still come down than this? Is it possible?
You recall that last year, when people were saying price of crude, petroleum.
Petroleum, yes.
Will cost 1,500 by December.
Yeah.
I was the only one that said it here.
You said no.
I said it will come down to
That's what I'm asking.
700.
Yes. So will it drop more than this?
I am telling you, before June, price of petroleum products, particularly petrol, will come down to less than 600.
Okay.
To naira to.
We would actually owe Mr. Dele Fanimo for this particular one. He actually gave that projection, last year.
If you recall that I lambasted the reporter of a particular newspaper who wrote on his front page. I said if I were to be, that was the day the newspaper published that story as their lead story, that price of petroleum will cost 1,200 to 1,500 by December. I said if I were to be the editor of that, that I will sack that person for bringing that report to me, because I know it's full of beer parlor analysis.
Whenever you come with this particular statement, beer parlor analysis, it means that they're only talking based on emotions. They're not talking about facts and figures. All right, let me go to Comrade Eragbe Amslem. Hello, Comrade, are you there? Comrade Eragbe, are you there? Please unmute your mic if you can hear me.
I'm here.
Hello, Comrade.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so, Comrade, if you can hear me, I would like to ask you, the government actually claims reforms are yielding results, like easing inflation and stronger reserves. What evidence supports this, and how will the budget accelerate these gains for ordinary Nigerians?
Basically, if you can hear me, basically there are benchmarks for assessing every budget's performance everywhere in the world. Some of those indices are not far-fetched. For instance, like the matter of variance analysis, where you compare actual spending versus the budgeted amounts. Just like a return on investment, which measures financial returns against budget outlays. You have budget accuracy ratio, which also assesses the forecasting accuracy. There's an issue of cost savings that tracks reduction versus targets of what every budget intends to do in that fiscal year. You have financial ratios that monitor liquidity and profitability. So these are issues. Now, basically, yes, the government can take a plus for some of these issues. Because whether we like it or not, there are marked improvements in some of the issues they have raised. For instance, there is a measurable reduction in inflation, measurably, even if it's just 0.something%. It's a reduction when you compare it with what it was at the time, as at probably today. Now, if you talk about the external reserves that have shot up to about $45 billion US. Of course, it's also a credit that goes to the government. So at this point, I want to say, where the government have made one or two scores, let us also give it to them, because it took a lot of courage and also depth in financial and economic analysis when President Bola Ahmed Tinubu took a very bold step, which we are still crying about, notwithstanding the subsidy removal. It came with so much pains. But if you look at some of the effects of that, more so with, say, like the Dangote refinery that is onshore and functional, the prices of the PMS are gradually reducing. These things will not happen overnight. Over time, with productivity, but what they need to do, like I say, I'm a man of the Labour Party. I'm a critic of the government. But at this point, I want to also commend President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu and his team for the marked improvement and the sustainable economic policies they began to implement and are also sustaining. So yes, we are still crying, but I can assure you, should they continue the way they are going, from now to the end of 2027, there will have been a lot of remarkable improvement in the economy. So, but for the economy to improve, basically you need to take advantage of your own front. You need to engage the numerous.
Okay.
Bring in more Nigeria to productive sector, advance your local economy, economies of scale, add value to some of your own products.
Okay. All right.
And then foreign exchange.
Okay.
So let me stop here for now to say yes. Maybe for the first time, I also want to give a kudos to the government, not minding that we are still feeling the heat, but things are getting better.
Comrade Ragbe, if you are to give kudos to the government presently, knowing fully well that you are another statesman from the Labour Party, and you're doing this in this particular time, don't you think this is politically driven? Some might actually perceive it that way.
Okay, well, if you know me, I'm a metallurgical and materials engineer. I'm a strong resource person. Okay. If you know me, I don't do anything on sentiment.
Okay.
Remember, I'm also I'm an international businessman.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and the government can tell you that about me also. So I'm saying this not out of emotion, but out of practical reality.
Okay.
To say there are serious, remarkable improvements. They may not be so obvious, but they're actually doing something.
All right, thank you so much, Comrade Ragbe. I think Mr. Dele Fanimo is actually nodding his head as regards to that.
But at least somebody is not being emotional here. And he has just told you that he is not a fan of this administration. But you see, when you are here to do analysis, it is not basically your hatred or your opinion
over
for
a
anybody.
particular, party. You just talk about what
but you talk about facts and figures.
And figures.
You understand? And then before you can do that, you go back in time and extract what had happened in the past compared to what is going on now, and then the trajectory of the administration. I have said it in many places that I would never criticize for criticizing sake, and I'm not going to criticize based on my own personal opinion. I am going to talk about things as they relate to facts and figures.
Mr. Dele, we're pressed for time now. But I think the reason why some people actually have issues with either this particular administration or the previous is because you would agree with me that they were not in power before now. And, the break, will I call it a break in transmission or a break in power as regards to the PDP, losing as incumbency and the APC taking over. And from that of Buhari's era till date, of course, it actually took Nigeria to a particular point of, a very worsening food situation, insecurity situation, food crisis, and, all of that, hunger in the land. So I think some people are talking based on emotions from the Buhari time to this particular time. And that's the reason why sometimes they don't need to look at facts and figures.
You have to look at, you see, the whole idea is, if there are places, government is not supposed to be praised. It is because we have experienced sub-zero performance. That's why we are praising, because they were elected to do what they are supposed to do, which they are attempting and struggling to do now. But somebody was in the saddle that was not even in charge.
Okay, if I'm to ask you this controversial question, do you think that the PDP administration was better than that of the APC? Or is APC's administration better than that of PDP?
You see, comparison will make us fail in our analysis. During Obasanjo's tenure and Jonathan Yar'Adua tenure, oil price was hovering between $100 and $120 per barrel.
Yeah.
And we were pushing out 2.2, 2.3. Between Buhari's tenure and this tenure, look at the oil price. It has never risen beyond 70, except in very rare cases. And then do a peer review. We'll be looking at administration and not political party.
Okay. Okay, I know where you're going to, Mr. Dele. But of course, at the time might not permit us to do that today. But I'll look for a way to actually box you into that particular conversation sometime next week.
I'm available.
I love the fact that you said it will be based on administration. You understand? So we'll talk about both all of the proof of concept. You understand? We'll talk about...
You can't compare Obasanjo's regime, Yar'Adua's regime with Jonathan's regime.
with Jonathan's regime.
And you cannot compare Buhari's regime with Tinubu's
So you want to first, strip them off the party?
Yes.
And let's actually go in to it. All right, so let me go to Dr. Kayode as we round off. Doctor. Hello, Dr. Kayode, are you there?
Yes, I'm there with you.
All right, so Doctor, in just 30 seconds, we need to draw the anchor right now. So What would be your closing in as regards to this conversation, please?
What?
I'd like to take your closing, as regards to the conversation we're talking about here.
Yes. What I will say is the federal government should be more careful this time around. Because honestly, people are hungry.
Okay.
People are angry.